I now return to our top story about the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. I'm joined by my colleague Mark Lynn, who's reporting from Srinagar. Mark, good evening. Just take us through the situation in Kashmir Valley, and to what extent have the security restrictions have been eased?
Shubhendu, I have good news that the restrictions have been eased in many parts of Srinagar.
Okay.
The situation is being monitored, and actually a lot of people have come out onto the streets today, and it looks like a pretty good day in terms of, in fact, there were traffic jams at various places, and one would assume that things are, under control, the situation, and that's why the authorities have eased the restrictions in certain areas. Of course, restrictions do exist. That Section 144 is still prevalent in most parts of Srinagar, most parts of the Kashmir Valley. But of course, it is being looked at and monitored, and in some places it's being relaxed, to use the word, not eased, really, relaxed to some extent. So this is the current situation. As far as telecommunications are concerned, every government office has phone booths that have been set up. Today at the Divisional Commissioner's office, there were over 500 people who went over there to make phone calls to tell their near and dear ones that they are okay wherever they were in India and abroad. And all those calls were free of charge.
Right.
And there are going to be as many as 300 PCO booths being set up in different parts of the Kashmir Valley. So this is the situation as far as communications are concerned, and if people have any concerns, they can go to a government office, and basically from there they can talk to another government office as well, and get things done. So the communications are basically within a government setup as things now stand. But if the situation eases even further, and the government is under the impression that things are pretty much back to normal in a sense, then there could be internet connections and everything restored. But of course, that's all a matter of monitoring.
Right, Mark. We earlier saw your report from the famous Dal Lake in Srinagar. You mentioned about the expectations of the return of tourists and tourism to thrive in the valley once again. With the people that you could interact despite the restrictions that are on, what voices, what perspectives of the people, of the locals of Srinagar can you share with us on this extraordinary situation that the region is experiencing?
Well, the people of Kashmir, let's say that they are weighing the whether their gains or whether their losses. It's a situation where they are assessing the situation. A lot of people are not willing to talk in front of the camera, but many of them do not feel that the decision has gone in their favor. But they are willing to accept over a period of time that things will improve and things will get better. Especially with regard to tourism, because tourism has been the essence of Srinagar, of Kashmir in a sense. It is really the lifeline, and a lot of people are associated with this industry, and currently because of people being asked to leave the state as a precautionary measure, and various countries also sending advisories to their citizens not to arrive, they are a little concerned about that. But perhaps over time this situation will change, and people are due to return. I'm sure they are. They welcome people into Kashmir for whatever the beauty that Kashmir has in store. And the weather is going to be changing into the winter soon. In October it starts. So I suppose they've been looking forward to a lot more tourists coming this side.
Right, Mark. Also, we also are getting these visuals, Mark, of the ways in which normalcy is slowly returning to Kashmir. The vehicles on the road. You mentioned about traffic jams as well. Also, take us through availability of essential commodities, services in the valley. If you can take us through what kind of arrangements have been made by the administration.
Well, the administration has taken extensive care of this, because you know, the Section 144 was imposed here as a precautionary measure, so that would have put a stop to a lot of the supplies, but the government had taken very good care of this. There are a number of control groups that have been set up that are delivering stocks to the far-flung areas. They are through mobile vans that are doing so. Also, 7,000 trucks have been bringing in essential commodities into the state. Also, the PSU oil companies are well stocked as far as petrol and diesel are concerned. So, as far as that area is concerned, with regard to livestock, since sheep are there are about 250,000 sheep that have been made available for people to buy, and they are being bought. So the celebrations of Eid are pretty much in order, one would say. And well, all the other supplies, people are actually going down to the shops and buying them. We've seen them ourselves. Even in the morning, people went out to buy their, they buy roti, etc. for breakfast. So things are looking pretty good as far as those things are concerned.
All right, Mark. And Mark, finally, on the connectivity and communication front, you mentioned that there are provisions for landline phones for people in Kashmir who want to make phone calls and connect with people outside. On the other side, what is the means through which people outside, if their relatives are living in Srinagar and families living elsewhere in the country, how can they reach out to the locals in Srinagar? What kind of connectivity has been provided for that purpose?
Well, as of now, it is through it's actually it's people over here who are communicating to the other people outside. But yes, the government office, all the government offices have phones. So if people have those numbers, they can try and contact them. And if they know which is the nearest office to which they're closest to their homes, they can leave a message, and perhaps it could be delivered even perhaps to the post offices or any area which is reasonably close, even police stations. These messages can be delivered to their people, if they have the numbers, that is. And I'm sure the numbers are available in the public domain for people who are outside Kashmir, who will get contact and may be able to contact. But yes, these they will be obviously forwarded to a particular number, which would then bring them into the cycle of the phones that are available to these people, and perhaps those people would be contacted to come and speak to them via the phones that are available for public use.
All right there, Mark. Appreciate you joining us with all those detailed inputs from Srinagar. My colleague Mark Lynn giving us updates about the ways in which